This is going to be the longest beer review ever. We're doing 4 beers. Alright. Sleeves up, ready for business.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. What's happening? Thanks for joining me again. I'm Chris.
I'm John.
And we're going to do something pretty cool today. We're going to check out Brooklyn's Black Chocolate Stout. This is one of them, comes out every winter, sort of in the fall. It's pretty highly regarded. And one of the big things people really like to do with it is cellar it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at 4 different years of Black Chocolate Stout, going back to the 08-09 release.
Correct.
Up to the one that came out this year. So we're going to go ahead and get these into some glasses. Okay, so that just took a little bit to get these all poured in. So we'll just do a little bit about appearance on it.
Well, they're all dark.
All right, done. They're all fairly similar that we were noticing. It's like a really dark, almost like a cola brown.
Yeah. A little bit of, if you can get a little bit of light in there towards the top, it's a little bit cherry colored.
What's in? The one we noticed out of all, and the one that's around 2 years old, the 2009, 2010, seemed to have the most head to offer, which wasn't much. It was just a trace. Everything else just poured out primarily with like almost like a little bit of like a soap scum kind of a head on it. But overall, they, somewhere between the 3-year-old one and the fresh one from this year, there isn't really that much of a difference in the color of the body at all.
Tar.
Tar. Alright, so let's go down the line and just sort of see what we got for a nose on it, starting with the 08-09. Sort of really big roasted notes.
A little licorice.
Yeah, that's some licorice. A little bit, there's definitely some chocolate in there, sort of like a milk chocolate almost.
It seems kind of hidden. Some of these sometimes have stronger chocolate note, but this one seems a little bit on the back. The licorice is really coming through strong.
Like a little bit of sweetness in there. But, yeah, that's pretty nice smelling. So then we'll go up to the 09-2010.
This one doesn't have as strong a nose.
No, I'm not getting any of the licorice out of this one.
It's definitely oaky. There's a little bit of oakiness.
Yeah, there's a lighter chocolate, not as much as I was getting in this one. Yeah, primarily it's just roasty and a little bit of chocolate. And probably mention here, these are coming in, each of them at 10% alcohol by volume, so.
What's the cellaring temp on these?
What do I have them at?
Yeah.
Right now it's roughly 50 down there, but my cellar will fluctuate between 50 and maybe somewhere in the 60s for the summer.
This one's way different.
Yeah, that's a strange smell.
And the lacing's very thin on it too. Wow.
Yeah, there's something different on this one. I can't really put.
It's cherry. It's like lambic cherry.
Yeah, it does have that. There's still sort of that. There's the maltiness, the roastiness. It's not, again, not as complex as the other ones here.
That's bizarre.
Alright, and the fresh one here. So this is the 2011-2012. I mean, you can still detect hops in this one at this point.
But this one's definitely back to the darker end of the spectrum on the smells. This one's got that fruitness to it. This one's back towards that malty.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of the licorice.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a real big sweetness in this that seems a little different than the others.
Right.
I wish I could put my finger on what that is. It's like, like fresh baked goods almost.
Something, right. Cooked sugars, essentially, is what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, that's You can definitely tell. It smells a lot fresher, and even though it's 10%, I'm not getting any of the alcohol
No,
in my nose.
no, definitely not.
It's almost like Cocoa Krispies kind of thing, where you're getting a little bit of that
Sweet chocolate.
Sweetness,
not a dark chocolate.
almost a little graininess in there.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of orange too, like Tootsie Roll kind of orange, you know.
I haven't quite got that.
No.
One,
All right. Okay, so this is the fun part where we start drinking beer. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
The first thing I'm noticing is like a bitter kind of sweetness.
Yeah.
Where you, judging from the nose that it has on it, with the licorice and sort of that milk chocolate component.
It's not as full bodied as I expected it to be as far as stouts go.
Yeah, it's definitely a little thinner.
Yeah.
And these are roughly, they're probably 55 degrees now or so.
Yep.
It just came out of the cellar, so it should be getting towards that optimal temperature for tasting.
It's definitely a lot thinner than I expected.
It's almost like it's getting to like some dark fruit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Rich roasted malt and like a touch of chocolate, but I'm not getting any of the licorice that I get on the nose.
No.
Moving on to the 09-2010. Do you think there's a little more body to this one?
It's a little bit syrupy.
Right.
It's got a little bit more syrupiness to it.
It's weird. It's almost like it's a kind of muddled taste. There's not.
It's not very stout like.
Yeah, there's not a tremendous amount going on in this, at least for what you'd expect. There's not a whole lot of. There's the roastiness. There's that dark malt.
It's almost ale-y. It's almost got some ale notes to it.
Yeah, there's no big real chocolate or any other. It's in there slightly. What?
Yeah, it's definitely been hidden or died out or.
Yeah, it's strange.
This is the 1011.
Yep. So this one's 1 year old now. There's definitely a little more bitterness on it.
It's tart.
Yeah. But this is the one that also had probably the most different nose on it than
absolutely.
Out of the four. There's the roasted notes in there. There's some light chocolate.
This one's getting more towards the stout end.
There's like a sweetness, some like you're sort of like that cordial cherry kind of sweetness, just lightly, probably mixed in with like like a sort of caramel, sort of from a malt. Weird, it just has that tartness on it. All right, and going fresh.
This one retains the stout characteristics. This one's definitely all about stout. A little bit of booze in it too.
Yep, it's definitely a little fresher. You're getting a little bit of the alcohol taste in there. It's definitely there's that more bitter kind of bright, like acidity component to it.
That's the hops still sitting in
Right.
there. But I'd say this one, out of all four, tastes more like a stout. The other ones started picking up different characteristics. This one's still retaining. It's kind of full-bodied, a little bit not chalky, but borderlining, just kind of that middle of the road flavor.
Yep.
A little bit of dryness.
Yeah, it does. It has that sort of cherry sweetness in the back.
Yep.
But also, it's just like it's like a real dark, roasty kind of malt.
Yeah.
All right, so overall, through the 4 years, what are you leaning towards here for being probably your favorite out of the bunch?
I'm saying probably. I like the 910.
I think this one has the best nose.
Yeah, the nose I will give to that. That
Yeah.
licorice came through a little bit. It started as it warmed up more. A little bit of tobacco came through.
Yep.
As far as flavor, I have to say the 910. As far as just overall being a stout, the fresh one had most of the stout notes to it. But I'll give it to the 910 being the flavor one.
Because this one, for me, I felt like I wasn't able to pull out as much from it.
Wow. Now that it's warming up, it's
We're filming
definitely-
beer reviews, Tammy. Sorry.
Now that it's warming up, it's starting to change. You're on the 8.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, this. Try it, cup, and warm it up. Its nose is completely changed again.
Oh, there's a lot more of the chocolate coming out of it now.
Now that these are really warming up, they're changing.
Oh, I really like the nose on that.
This tastes like a stout now.
I'm getting more smoke out of it now.
Yep. Not smoke like a porter smoke, but
Right.
kind of its own character.
Definitely like a lot more like caramel toffee sweetness. Yeah, it definitely really shows that stouts really come up with a lot more flavor the warmer they get.
Absolutely. I mean, this one's really different now.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with, as these are starting to open up, I think I really like the nose on the 0809 the most, but I think the taste is starting to come together the best for the 09 2010.
Yeah, the 910 is really, I think, a good year.
All right. Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, so we got our work cut out for us to finish these up. Hope you're enjoying something as well, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Cheers.